Hello and welcome to this special coverage on Nile TV International, where the Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli held a joint press conference with his Sudanese counterpart Kamel Al-Tayyib Idris at the cabinet headquarters in the new administrative capital. But before this, we should see the first item where President Sisi asserted on Thursday Egypt's supportive stance towards Sudan's unity, peace and the sovereignty. President Sisi also affirmed Egypt's keenness on boosting efforts to achieve the Sudanese stability and security to end the Sudanese people's sufferings. The president's remarks came during his meeting with the Sudanese Prime Minister Kamel Al-Tayyib Idris in the attendance of Premier Mustafa Madbouli and the delegations of both countries. President spokesman Mohammed Al-Shenawi said that the meeting tackled developments on the strategic relations between Egypt and Sudan in means of fostering joint cooperation in various domains. The meeting also witnessed the exchange of views over the current regional situation and consultation over the several issues of common concern. And on the meantime, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli held a joint press conference with his Sudanese counterpart Kamel Al-Tayyib Idris at the cabinet headquarters in the new administrative capital. In the press conference, Madbouli and his counterpart renewed their rejection to the unilateral action of Ethiopia regarding the Renaissance Dam file, which contradicts with the norms of the international law. And for his part, Sudanese Prime Minister Kamel Idris expressed his gratitude and appreciation of the Sudanese government and people to Egypt's historical notable stances and hosting millions of Sudanese during these extraordinary conditions. Earlier in the day, Madbouli received the Prime Minister of Sudan, Dr. Kamel Tayyib Idris, on Thursday at Cairo International Airport. And an official reception ceremony was held where the Guard of the Honor was inspected and the national anthems of the Sudan and Egypt were played. The two Prime Ministers chaired an expanded session of talks and discussed a number of common issues of the mutual concern, in addition to exploring ways to strengthen the bilateral cooperation in various fields. And a short break, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back with Ambassador Ahmed Haggag. So stay tuned on Nile TV International. Welcome back, dear viewers, and we are very delighted to have Ambassador Ahmed Haggag, the former Vice Secretary General of the African Unity Organization. Hello and welcome, Ambassador Ahmed, on Nile TV International.
Thank you.
Okay, Ambassador, what is the significance of the Sudan's Prime Minister's visit to Egypt and the current regional challenges, in your point of view?
There is a continuation between Sudan and Egypt at the highest level between President Sisi and General Burhan of Sudan and leader of the Sudanese army. This visit of the new foreign minister of Sudan is to inform the Egyptian authorities about the latest developments in Sudan. It is not secret to recognize that Sudan is facing a very intense problem, which led to a lot of displaced persons due to the terrorist attack of the so-called Rapid Defense Forces, which is killing a lot of Sudanese and preventing them from going to food sources. I think Egypt is supporting the government of Sudan and will render all of its assistance policies. In spite of this tragic situation in Sudan, there is some hopes in the Sudanese government return to the capital, Khartoum, and also many Sudanese who were in Egypt returned gradually to their homes in Sudan. And Egypt in contact with the African Union and the League of Arab States and the United Nations concerning the common intervention to restore assistance to Sudanese people.
Yes, Ambassador Ahmed, how does this visit reflect Egypt's vital role in maintaining the Sudan's unity, peace and security?
As I mentioned before, Egypt is a constant supporter of Sudan. It considers Sudan as a strategic depth of Egypt itself, and vice versa. Egypt is a strategic depth of Sudan. The consultation is about how Egypt continue to host hundreds of thousands of Sudanese people in Egypt. Some of them are returning back to their homes, and also what sort of consultation Egyptian government undertook with the African Union and the League of Arab States and the United Nations concerning the situation in Sudan.
Yes, Your Excellency, how do you await the deep strategic relations between Egypt and Sudan, and what are the main objectives that have been tackled in this press conference?
We should not forget that Sudan is a big country,
yes,
with extreme locations and having boundaries, borders with almost 7 African countries and Arab countries at the same time. So it is very difficult in this difficult situation in Sudan to assert its authority all over Sudan itself. But I think the Sudanese people should render their complete support to the Sudanese army and assist it in asserting its authority all over Sudan, and to render attempts of the rapid defense forces useless, because all of it's doing is killing people and plundering their property and leaving after the site of the Sudanese army intervention.
Yes, how do you assess Egypt's role in supporting the African countries and boosting the continent's development?
One of the latest developments is the trying of this
yes,
rebel group
yes,
to organize the so-called parallel Sudanese government.
yes.
Nobody in Africa or outside Africa recognized the formation of this so-called Sudanese government, and even the African Union disassociated itself and said it's going to recognize only the legitimate government in Khartoum.
Yes, Your Excellency, also they said that they have mentioned the ways to strengthen the bilateral cooperation in various fields. What's your take on this? In your point of view, what are the fields of cooperation?
Again, please? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can you repeat the question again, please?
Yes, yes, please. Because they said that they explored the ways to strengthen the bilateral cooperation in this press conference. What's your intake on this?
I think it is a known subject that Egypt is hosting hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of our Sudanese brothers. They don't live as refugees in many African countries in tents and shacks, but they are part and parcel of the Egyptian people themselves. And now many of them are encouraged to return back to their countries, and Egypt is rendering whatever assistance it could muster to assist the Sudanese people. In many thousands of Sudanese people also are Sudanese students are studying in Egyptian universities and higher education systems.
Yes, Mr. Ambassador, also that they said that there will be a cooperation between the Nile Basin countries. What's your point of view regarding this point?
Egypt and Sudan have a parallel and joint approach to how to deal with the Nile Basin countries and how to deal also with the problem of the so-called Ethiopian Renaissance Dam.
Renaissance Dam, yes.
That's why it is a good opportunity to exchange the latest information about this development.
Yes, Mr. Ambassador, also that they mentioned that there will be an economic cooperation between Egypt and Sudan. What are the main objectives that have been tackled concerning this point?
You are speaking about South Sudan?
Yes.
South Sudan, I think Egypt has a good relations with South Sudan. It has a permanent embassy and even direct aerial connection through Egypt Air. And many of South Sudanese also are living in Egypt, and there are numerous visits by the high officials in order to consult the Egyptian officials in different fields.
Yes, also the President remarks came during this meeting with the Sudanese Prime Minister in the attendance of the Prime Minister, and they talked about the visit and that the deep and the strategic relations between Egypt and Sudan concerning the Renaissance Dam. How do you await this visit in general, in conclusion?
Concerning what? Sorry.
Concerning the visit, how do you await this visit?
I think it's very successful. It is a continuation of regular concentration between the leadership of Sudan and Egypt in order to brief the Egyptian authorities about the latest developments in Sudan and what Egypt is trying to galvanize support with through the African Union, the United Nations, and major international powers. And I think this tradition will continue in the future whenever it is necessary.
Yes. Also, are there final questions, sir? Are there any specific economic investments agreement is going to be held between Egypt and Sudan?
There is a regular trade flow of Egyptian goods to Sudan. And I think whatever trade agreements, this will only to regulate such flow of goods. We import also from Sudan like cattle and other goods which Sudanese produce. So I think the trade relation is going very well. To the satisfaction of
okay, thank you so much, Ambassador Ahmed Haggag, the former Vice Secretary General of the African Unity Organization. And dear viewers, by this we come to the end of our special coverage on Nile TV International. Stay tuned on the top of the hour for the top stories.